So we've just been spending some time patiently and probably with some discomfort, but working at it. Just establishing a proper foundation, a proper container. Contain what? Contain goodness, punya, contain skillful qualities, contain them, not just to hoard them, but so they can be digested properly like good food. And then like good food, the goodness saturates the whole system, And truly, this is how it is. This is the nature of citta, heart. Is what you take into it with no further, if you just linger, it does digest. It does digest it, and then the goodness then begins to saturate slowly, gradually. The whole system. What system? System of heart, system of body, system of mind. These are systems, they're not entities. And so we maybe think we have one body, but actually that's what your eyes tell you. And you look at the eyes, well, this body you see is changing, it moves, it shifts, it ages, its hair changes colour, whatever. But actually, this is just the my version of it. When you go directly into the body, you sense that sensation, vibrant, tingling, pulsing, pleasant. It's feeling, pleasant, unpleasant. There's various energies, dull, slow, hasty, speedy, impulsive, gradual, various bodily sankharas moving around. Your impressions, sense of space, sense of lightness, sense of heaviness. All this, there's no body, there's a field of body with all these various qualities arising within it. And this is so when we cultivate not on a point, but on the field, because that's what's there. Right? You cultivate the field, because then there's a possibility of getting things in harmony. This and that has to settle, this has to rise, this has to subside, this has to come forth. And the nature of it is the citta just encompasses the body with that gentle attitude. The body will begin to do its work. It'll begin to, But you must be patient, because digestion is not a quick process. And also you mustn't try to force it, because then you're adding more of the mental field. And similarly, we don't have a single mind. We may think we have a mind, and for simplicity's sake, we talk about it, but actually there are mental factors. There's discriminative thought, there's discursive thought, there's deep attention, and shallow attention. And thoughts scurry this way and that, some skillful, unskillful. There's a whole pack of mental factors. You don't even have a single heart. You have impulses, intuitions, sensitivities, hasty, blurred patches, blind spots, bright spots, blind spots. You have a field of citta. So these are mingled, but the idea is if they come together in harmony, something begins to catalyze because of the coming together. The body says, no, that mental attitude just feels unpleasant. That feels pressurized. Or the citta goes, that bodily factor is not present. Come on, come here. I want to hear you. And so they sort of work together, and they gradually form this harmony that we call samadhi. The samadhi is not a suppressive force. It's not a one-point force. It's a spreading over the field and discerning within that the skillful, the good, the harmonious, the bright, the beautiful, the lingering. And those qualities will begin to shine the more you give them attention. So you train your mind to look this way. No, look this way. I know that's it. Look this way. And then everything gathers in it. Those qualities that begin to shine. And the unskillful qualities are not getting any food, not getting they kind of wither away. And this is a very safe process because you're not applying some fixed attitude. I've got to be this, I shouldn't be that, I hate myself, I've got to be better than that. All this surplus mental agitation that just stirs things up and keeps interrupting the process. Really, we have to stay very steady in a comfortable, manageable way and then just tune into the good. And this itself is really what is the good? What is the true? What is the beautiful? Kalyana, punya. What is the good? So not knowing this, not really knowing what's good is for my welfare. It feels agreeable. It strengthens and feeds. The good is for your welfare. It gladdens, supports, encourages, and feeds. And when we come into the good doesn't really discriminate. It says, this is for me, and that's for you. Because that is not, when you get that sense of the boundary, it's not always very skillful. In fact, a lot of it's marked with fear, judgment, ignorance, insensitivity. One of those. If you don't think about other people, you just stop judging them. And you stop blaming them. And you stop looking down upon them. And you stop feeling jealous of them. And you stop worrying about them. And then you stop this unpleasant stuff. There are no other people. It's this part of the same field, isn't it? So if you just stop these unskillful qualities and just see what happens, and then we begin to recognize when I seek my comfort and happiness, one of the things that really makes me feel good is when I can give. And I feel something benefits. It makes me feel good. Yeah. So just to really know this, to sense this. Because the citta is confused. Comes into confusion. Ignorant citta is like a kind of blind fish or a crazy fish in the ocean looking for food. So every time it sees a sparkle on the water, it jumps at the sparkle, thinking it'll get some food. Just snap, nothing, just water. Or it sees a plastic bottle floating on the ocean. Oh, that looks good, snap. It's a plastic bottle. This is the ignorant fish. You know what the big whales do? They just cruise along and have these, they keep their mouths slightly open with a filter on it, and they just let the water flush in, and they just take in the good. The tiny little grains of good, these massive whales cruise through the ocean, and they have these called baleen. It's like a filter in the mouth, and just let the water flow through, and they just gather the good. And they feed on it. Tiny little krill, tiny little creatures like this, and they just take all that in. Not one, but lots of it. And this massive whale lives on that. And they don't jump at sparkles. They don't eat plastic bottles. They're too smart. Yeah, so this is why we cultivate deep attention. You only so many sikara, because this is our filter. Taking that. No, I don't like the sparkle. I don't want the plastic. No, I want just even a little bit of good is better than a whole mouthful of bad. You know? Because there's plenty of stuff, people cramming things into you. But how much was any good? You know? So this is the ignorance, isn't it? We don't know. And you recognize, well, this is difficult. So you say the real ocean you have to crawl is in your own heart, not out there. See, anyway, I don't see that. What's that? But well, can you? So the Buddha, he says, you begin. Do you know what feels like to give dana? And do you feel what it feels like when somebody gives something to you? What does it feel like? Oh, no, yeah. This is the beginning. Art can do that. We like to do it. The way we meet each other is make a little offering. It's just the flower gesture. Of course, the object is not so important as the heart gesture, and you receive the heart gesture, and you give the heart gesture back. I mean, if a little bit of tension dissolves, uncertainty, a little bit of warmth, you should begin with that. And you begin with sila. I respect you, you respect me, we don't harm each other. I'm concerned for your welfare as well as my own. What is this about? This is the beginning of practice, according to the Buddha, because it begins to wear down that boundary between me and you. Yeah. This is called the me bag. So the unawakened being lives inside a me bag. Yeah. And they try to put more things into their me bag. And here's another taste, here's another thought in the me bag. Mine. The unawakened being, the me bag. It's not even a very good bag because it keeps leaking. You put things in it and they drain out the bottom. You think you keep unawakened being, I keep putting more and more stuff in it. Maybe some of it will last and it drains out. It's because the me bag doesn't work. It's much too tight, much too compressed, much too narrow. It just doesn't work. So then let's get out of the me bag. Where does it begin? How does this thing happen? When we get the sense of sharing and cooperation is so sweet, so beautiful, and gives so much benefit. Where does this thing come from? This me bag, the avijja, ignorance. So if you go to the kind of technical language, avijja paccaya sankhara, sankhara paccaya vijnana, vijnana paccaya namarupa paccaya. And so what does this mean? Ignorance. Not knowing, confused, not really getting it. And citta, dazed, confused. Arises in birth or in conception. Oh, I'm in here. There's an out there. Even in mother's womb, I'm in here. There's something around me. There's an out there. I'm in here. That's out there. Then it comes into birth. Oh my goodness. I'm in here. That's all out there. I'm in here, that's out there. Right. So in that birth process, these activations, sankharas, start forming a body, you know, as a separate entity. You know. So it starts forming in the embodiment. So we come into embodiment as a kind of an energy, a potential that then takes on, accumulates a physical form, comes out into a sense world. And I'm in here and that's out there. And, oh no, help, comfort, quick. Where's mother? It's startling. I'm in here, that's out there. This is called consciousness. Right? So the body, as we come into embodiment, then the sense fields are generated, the sense fields open to experience of in here, out there. I'm in here, that's out there. This is the me bit, and that's everything else. And there's a sight world, a hearing world, and a smell world, a taste world, touch world, a thought world. They're all me and there's it. This is called Nama Rupa. There are forms and there's a way of designating and recognizing them. Right? So we both, the eye sees something and the brain, the mind goes, that's a man. That's called a designation. And so that what happens, you can see it right now. This visual field is this wide. And then within that, that's not good enough. You go, shh, there's the camera. That's called attention. And Sankara does that. You don't decide to do it. It does it. It seeks attention and it goes to a point. This is visual consciousness. Right? Then we can, that's one of those. If I look carefully, it looks like it's so many something other. I had an eye test the other week. Can't quite read it. Yeah. But good enough. It's definitely a camera. Or it looks like one. Of course, sometimes you get it wrong. It's just a plastic box looking like a camera. So the designations are called perceptions, right? So we see an object, and then based upon memory and recognition, it looks like a camera to me. That's a perception. And of course, it could be just a plastic imprint thing. I don't really know, but I take the perception as the reality. And it kind of works most of the time, but it can be extremely deluded. And you go shopping, you buy delusion. Bright surfaces, instant, convenient, bright glitter for the hungry fish. And how much is underneath it? Just plastic bottle. And so, because it looks nice, and then so perception is deluded. There is delusions that sees something as permanent. It can't possibly be permanent. Can't last. And this is guaranteed. We give you this guarantee. You're guaranteed to fail. This will make you happy and comfortable. Yeah, for at least 3 minutes. Uh, mm, this could be yours. You could own this. No, it owns you. You have to look after it. You have to worry about it. You have to lock it up. You have to remember where it is. You have to service it, clean it, get a replacement for it. It owns you. You don't have it, right? So these are called the vipallasa, delusions, distorted perceptions. You see beauty in things that are just superficial, outward appearance. You know, you look at shape and skin. You think, well, that's a beautiful woman, beautiful shape and skin. And okay, let's take the skin. You just take 3 millimeters of skin off. Where did she go? Take a centimeter off. Well, I want to get out of here. Yeah. Where does it all come from? This is a Ouija playing out. And once you set up that, I'm in here, that's out there, then I got to find something out there to feed on. So then we project these wishes for permanence, for security, for stability, for comfort. We project it outward onto things that can't provide it. That's not their fault. That's just how it is. I don't blame anybody having a body that's mostly pretty rotten. I got one too. But, due to it, it still kind of keeps breaking down. So this is attention, perception, volition, which is that instinct to seek something, contact, the moment of getting hit by something, feeling that surge. And these are all called designations, ways that things actually get under our skin, get inside us, get into the me bag. And then they start to churn and, So if you take anything in, taking things that are beautiful perceptions involved with beautiful, the sacred, the loving, the compassionate, it goes in. And you find these in just these parami, which we are encouraged to cultivate dana, good generosity, giving. It's obviously easiest thing or simplest thing in many respects is just the physical, material support, but it's hospitality. It's support in times of sickness. Also, the great dana is the dana of skillful advice. This doesn't just mean giving Dhamma talks, it means any word or gesture that is true guidance. It's just a simple phrase. This is where we really enter touch someone to bring them out of their entanglement. And begin to see light coming out of their knee back and feeling alone, separate, hopeless. And if anything, we reach in there with a compassion to just see if you can come out of that. This is immense jhana, immensely beneficial. Sila, we manifest our sense of guarding our integrity, no matter what anybody else does. Remember, if somebody attacks and curses and insults you, that's not pleasant, but you don't have any karma with it. It doesn't, you don't have to have, you have to carry the weight of it. But if you insult and curse other people, then you've got to carry the weight, right? So, see, well, then we become strong because we can sense there is obviously a world of abuse. And say, no, okay, but I'm keeping this. And then you don't take in this sour food. So we can, these parami, once you reflect upon them, they're all potent. Over the first three, generosity and virtue and renunciation, it really sets up the basis for, emptying or wearing out the me bag, breaking the skin of the me bag. Renunciation is, don't want to keep putting things inside it in your thing. I don't, why? Because what I have in here is already plenty. And these seeds are going to grow. So just give it room, So if our lives are too busy and cluttered, then it isn't room for these good things to grow. Right? If you're so busy thinking about the next thing, what you're supposed to be doing, and this, that, and the other, what's going on the news and the sport and the entertainment and business, and that, you don't actually get enough room. Actually, what's really skillful and helpful is too full. And so renunciation is like giving yourself some space. And then instead of putting more things in, what can I bring out? So this is it. Then we begin to acknowledge, oh yeah, I've got some room and space. That's beautiful. So it acts as both creates a boundary of restraint. No, enough. That's enough. That's plenty. Enough. And that boundary restraint, then it gives us the room to say, now I can bring forth. I'm not preoccupied. This is pretty natural. What people do once they start to practice, train like this, that's what happens. It's natural. And maybe you have different qualities you can bring forth. Maybe you're not so full of Buddhist ideas, but you can help, you can serve, you can support others. And you don't have to be that proficient to do something good. You don't have to be an expert. Just keep your eyes open, alert, keep your heart open, and then careful mode. But we set up this basic template, what the citta's about, what its true benefit is, and then you put it within that boundary of restraint. So it's not just picking up any old stuff. And then first of all, it's, what, no, I'm supposed to, and it doesn't know where to look. Find your goodness. Remember, recollect it, turn to it again and again, and enjoy it. Mm. So we don't just keep even filling ourselves up with very good ideas. We have to take an idea, a thought like generosity or an aspiration like may I serve or be for the wealth of others. It's a nice idea. You take it in and you feel, how does that touch the heart? The heart feels, yeah, it's good. I don't know what to do. What's it supposed to do? And what you're supposed to do is wait and let it ripen. And it doesn't ripen in the mind. Uh, it ripens in the heart. Heart becomes more convinced, more confident. Yeah, this is good. And then when you're bringing everything into harmony, and you linger in that, and you feel, yeah, this is good. This is blameless. This quality is beneficial. As I hold that, I breathe in long, breathe out long. And the citta very much tunes into rhythm. So it feels this rhythmic flow. And the energies of the goodness begin to saturate the body. Or this bodily field, let's put it that way. Only nervousness ceases. Complaining stops. Agitation stops. And weight lifts. Strength comes in. Body straightens, settles. Tension releases. Citta explores this new territory, this wide field, opens into it. And this is samadhi, jhana, absorbing. Just breathing in, breathing out, widening into the whole body, or the bodily field, in which there are certain fundamental foundations. One is the stable, which is provided by the spine, keeps them steady. One is the rhythm of breathing, which is the quality of absorbing, digesting, transferring. It's metabolism. What is that? And we have the skin, which is alert, sensitivity, where you can feel tension or release. This is your boundary of the body where we can get defensive, closed, nervous. So when all that ceases, skin opens and the radiance of the energy moves through and you feel very comfortable. Pain disappears. And the citta enjoys that and dwells in it. Thinking mind quietens down. And yet we haven't lost those, even though we've shared this, still those fundamental inclinations and aspirations have been confirmed. We know it because now it makes us feel really good, strong. And we recognize if I, feel in this very form, I have to operate within this embodied form. We have to speak from this embodied form. We have to move with this embodied form. If this embodied form is broken, nervous, tense, confused, it's not a very good vehicle. So let's generate goodwill for that. I mean, in doing so, we also realize this is a field. It's not really a fixed thing at all. Sensations, energies, feeling, movements. Where's the self in all this? What kind of bag is this? There is no bag. It's all open. And when you realize that, oh, I've been living in a cupboard in the middle of a beautiful space. Why am I living in this cupboard? Well, there's this lovely realm around me I can share with other beings. What cupboard? It's created by consciousness, Dhamma Rupa. And yeah, it can be as real as your intentions make it. It can be as real as your sankharas, consciousness, perceptions, they make it. It can seem very real. But then when you begin to examine this cupboard from the inside, I think it's funny how that sort of keeps dissolving, that memory keeps changing, that feeling shifts, that idea disappears, that sense of it's always shifting and changing like a mirage. Am I this? Am I that? What am I? Or is this? I'm that. I'm this. I'm that. It keeps changing. It's a mirage of shifting impressions. And get the sense I'm in here. But what's there? I don't know. Really, I don't know. I get a lot of impressions. And really, honestly, I don't know. Okay, so who's in here? I don't know that either. Because when I go to that, I just get another series of 50 impressions and energies. So we let the ghost out of the bag, and then just try to feel where things do feel without dismissing the self or affirming it. Just get real, be truthful. What actually happens? What actually occurs? Not what you remember occurring, which is probably, you know what memory's like. It's just very fuzzy. It's not what you want to have happen or what you should be. That's just a fantasy. What actually happens? There's thought, feeling, mood, energy, habit, unskillful habit, beautiful aspiration. It's just a kaleidoscope, isn't it? Does there have to be a self in any of this? Do you need it? Just generate skillful factors and don't concern who you are or what you should be. You go into that, who I am and what I should be. Oh, wow, you're in for some real pain. And it's just like, just twisted around in circles. So is Buddha saying, this is for your welfare. Whose welfare? Don't think about it. Why shouldn't I think of it? Stop thinking about it. Why should I stop thinking about it? Think about why you should stop thinking about it. That's right. Just how obsessive it is. Uh, and so really, this is quite a shift, isn't it? Training, training. Uh, Certainly, there's restraining because there is a field, and across that field, the unified quality that crosses it all as you widen is wisdom. You know, wisdom. That's the thing that crosses it all. It says, I can sense that, I can sense that. This is painful, this is pleasant, this is her, this is my dad, this is, the imagined, this is the devas, this is the ghosts, this is whatever, the supernatural. You can span as wide as you like, and all of it can be spanned and sensed. And then within that, you restrain your panya to look, yes, maybe, but what's really useful is this. You don't need to know about the nature of the universe and where it came from. I mean, it's interesting, but you don't need to know that. For your welfare, look, you're in a burning house. For your welfare, take this, So restrain your wisdom faculty, that which you can span, that is aimed at one point, ending your stress and suffering. And then everything fits into that. Your wisdom is restrained, but it's strengthened and made purposeful. It's not diffused. And then the Buddha say, well, to keep it restrained, if you keep it within mindfulness of body, that's a suitable container. And you think, well, mindfulness of body, how's that going to deal with my emotional stuff, my moods? Say, well, you bring it into there, you can feel those emotions start to resonate in the body. You feel sad and angry, you feel frightened, you feel jealous, you can feel them there. So that's where, instead of being thrown out by them into action, which is what the unrestrained chitta does, if you restrain the chitta within the body feels those, and it acts as like a filter. And this one is going to go, so the body can just, what it knows how to do, it knows how to discharge. Bodies know very well how to let go. Minds don't know that very well. They know how to hold on. They really know that. They know how to organize and add. They don't really get letting go. The body does it all the time. It's okay. Stand up. Okay. Now it's time to let go. Sit down. Relax. Breathing in. Let go. Breathe out. They do it very well. And then you get tense and stressed, and it's time to relax. They got built in the system of arising, arousal, and then it's enough of that, release. They do it all the time. So when we feel there's arousal of ill will, take it in the body, this is feeling my heat, burning, pressure. Hold that, contain it. Now feel yourself breathing out, breathe out, relax everything, whole body, energy goes down. So it contains it. And you're feeling kind of miserable, depressed, and sunk, and point of all this. So some people can do it, I can't do it. Maybe I just can't do it. Maybe it's just useless. Yeah, this is true. Useless. So the body say, what's happening to your body? Well, it's kind of sinking down to this kind of dark space somewhere down there. Okay, let's try straightening your spine. Come up into your chest. Open your throat, open your skin. Yeah. Now say it again. I can't do it. I am useless. I am hopeless. I am pathetic. I am complete failure. My life, a complete waste of time. You know, his thoughts just go, this is silly. Because you can feel this bright energy, and then these droopy, confused energies start to disappear. See? You think, what do you think you have to do that you can't do? Can't you sit up straight? You can do that. Can't you breathe in? Of course you can breathe in. That's all we're asking you to do. Take a breath, feel it, enjoy it. Can you do that? Can you do one? When you breathe out, can you just let it go? That's it. You know, do it again. That's all you have to do. Just do that. But this is not like just an idea. It means your field of confusion and distress and mixed feelings, that has to participate in this experience. It's not like, wait till I feel really clear and strong and bright, then I'll meditate. Oh, yeah. No, start when you feel confused and miserable. And then confused and miserable, and okay. And, well, no. Can you just sort of like just push down with your tail and pull your spine up? Yeah, I can do that. Can you relax your shoulders? Can you open your face? Open your eyes with the breath. And don't feel you have to be better than you are. That will change, maybe, but you don't have to worry about that. Just feel that free feeling all the time in the world. Breathe in, breathe out, relax. And just that little glimmer of light. Something's open for me. I'm not completely encased in this me bag. And there is a way, even one breath away, even one lift your leg carefully, place it down, feel the floor underneath you. Press. Lift the other leg and move it forward. Feel that harmony, in the body. So we can make it like this. And we make it like, can you think one thought of gratitude? Can you think one thought of compassion? And you start like this. It's like you're catching a little piece of plankton in the oceans. And then once you get the taste of one, you think, oh, that's where you go. And you start to get more of them. And that's the way you fill it up. And this body keeps restraining because it can feel the energy of your will. And it feels unpleasant. You feel the energy of love, and it feels pleasant, sustaining, nourishing. And your body knows it doesn't tell lies. Your mind does all kinds of lies. So that's why you have all three cooperating. And then the mind begins to tell the truth. The heart starts to feel beautiful and comfortable. And the body has provided a place for practice. So then when it's time to leave this birth condition of separation, of me and you and them and it, we've learned how to see through the illusion, and we've used this physical form to draw the citta out of ignorance. Because it's only when you really know deeply within this very body, this is unskillful, I know what it feels like. This is imbalanced, I know what it feels like. This is chaotic, I know what it feels like. I've got it. It's really established. The citta knows for sure. And it says these habits are relinquished. And then we leave this birth condition wiser, citta's wiser, brighter. And this is what we can do in this lifetime. So let's take some time for direct practice. Come into, as you're standing, sitting, and so on, or walking, making use of this occasion. Remember the other primary quality the body offers, which often the mind and the heart don't really know very well. It offers the present moment. The body only knows the present. It doesn't dream about the future. The citta, the mind, often doesn't know the present at all. It's only remembering the past and dreaming about the future. So the body helps you come back here. Yeah. The body just doesn't do future. It doesn't even want to go anywhere particularly. It just wants to stand up. It just wants to stop you falling over. It doesn't want to go anywhere. But if you say go, okay, we'll go. But then we'll go in this moment, carrying this moment along. And then the body doesn't care about future. It just holds things together. And that helps to just be, cleaning away the future with a craving for destiny, craving to become something, anxiety over not being something. Clean it away. And then really using this body for your welfare rather than for distraction.